I'm Kathleen, and I am a single foster adoptive mom. So I was a foster mom for 6 years, both for the state of Arizona and the state of Kansas. And in 2013, I got to adopt my foster son, who's now my adoptive son, and he's 6, and his name's Bryson. I've been in contract work for about 2.5 years, and God really led me to that place as having more time with my son, being able to write my own schedule. But of course, with contract work, there becomes the inevitability that you may reach a point where you don't have any work. For the past 2.5 years, God has really blessed me. We were able to get a home. So I've been renting for the past few years. I previously purchased homes, but at this point in my life, I was renting, and I had had a short sale in the past. And so this was the first year that I was really going to be able to qualify for a loan again. So qualified for the loan, got in the home in the end of June, and then right about August 1st, the bottom fell out of my business. Later in that month, I got on the phone with my with the supervisor, and we had a conversation, and I will never forget, she said, "Yeah, Kansas doesn't look good through the end of the year." I also was reflecting on my giving. You know, do I continue to give? Do I hold up now? Would God understand if I held back that money, because I really need that money? I felt like God was asking me, steadfast, stay in the game, keep giving exactly how you said you were going to give, and watch what I do. A couple of weeks ago, actually, I emailed Matt to let him know what was going on, and that particular week, I gave $15, which is the lowest amount I've ever tithed since I can remember ever giving, and that was rounded up. One of the things that I have wished that I could see in my son that I have missed is empathy. And it's actually a topic that his therapist and I talk about a lot. And she is not a believer, and she tells me nature versus nurture. But I have believed that God's gonna give me this that I'm requesting, to see this empathy in my child, that this is going to be something that we are going to see fruits of. So one day, as I was walking him home from school, this was in October, so I had been missing work for about a month, and there was an event at school that night, and so he asked me, "Mom, can we go to this event?" And I had already figured out in my head that financially I could not afford it. And I said, "Bryson, I would love to take you, but I just cannot afford to go." And I was anticipating my son to break down and be all about him and how sad he was that he wasn't getting to go. And instead, he gave me a big hug, and he said, "Mom, that's okay. I still have you." And that was like God just whispering to me, "You're being faithful. You're doing what I'm asking you to do, and I'm showing you the fruits of that obedience." And it was just one of the most beautiful moments that I've had through this whole experience. I'm a single mom. I had no income, and yet God saw me through this time. I didn't borrow money from anybody. We always had food on the table. All of our utilities were paid. The mortgage was paid. And I got to learn how God is my provider, more so than any other time in my life. And had I not had the bottom fall out, I don't think I could say that today. My name is Kathleen, and this is my story.